Pawnee here. Sunrise, Potomac River, January 29th. Let's make it happen. Just a year ago from today's date, JC caught a bass bigger than 6.5 pounds. So I'm trying to break that or match that. I mean, he did it with a jig. He dedicated himself all day to a jig, and eventually got that one bite, and it was a big one. And I'm hoping for something similar to that. It's gonna be up to 60 degrees today, January 29th, 2013. We're fishing Rock Bluff Falls today, and I'll be throwing a jig, crawfish imitation, belated baits, and we're just gonna work it really slow, see if we can just get at least a bite or two. And if anything, learn from today's experience. I think that's what fishing should be all about, experiencing something, try something different, and learn from it. You might have a slow day, maybe one fish, maybe no fish, but at least you gotta take something away from it, and there has to be some kind of form of education that helps you just become a better fisherman. If anything, test your patience to become a better person. Who knows? It helps in so many ways. So let's go together, see what happens, and hopefully we'll get that one bite. Come with me and let's go for that one. Let's get that one fish, one bite, one huge one to just make it worthwhile. Always dress warm out there. It's cold. Always take a couple pair of gloves. That's what helps me out. They'll just get wet. Always have a spare or two lying around. So let's make it happen. See you there.
The sun is too bright, mama. I don't feel right. Well, boots on your sunglasses, they shadow the light. The sun is still too bright, mama. My neck is so hot. Well, put on your sun hats on. Your rainbow soft.
trying to trap down and focus on summer buddy. The reward.
These witless lies we banter to our kids. Listen close, so don't hear anything.
These tasks are suspended right now.
Don't hear anything.
I thought they'll be on the bottom, but they're definitely suspended.
The sun is too bright, mama. I don't feel right. Well, boots on your sunglasses, they shadow the light. The sun is still too bright, mama. My neck is so hot. Well, put on your sun hats on. Go soft. Thinly veiled and much regaled report. These witless lies we banter to our kids. Listen close, so don't hear anything.
A vocal falcon, 15 pounds.
The sun is too bright, mama. My tongue is dry. Well trained pots of water all shrivel and die.
20 miles, but dragging it past the rock
The
pile.
sun is still too bright, mom. I'm feeling quite fake. Mama called the doctor, but he said it's too late.
3 different sizes and colors just to figure it out. If you click it right away with no slack line, it will come back to you.
Thinly veiled and much regaled report. These witless lies we banter to our kids. Listen close, so don't hear anything. Listen close, so don't hear anything. The sun is too bright, mama. I don't feel right. Well, put on your sunglasses, they shadow the light. The sun is still too bright, mom. My neck is so hot. Well, put on your sun hats or your brain will go soft. A thinly veiled and much regaled report. These witless lies we banter to our kids. Listen close, so don't hear anything. The sun is too bright, mama. My tongue is dry. Well, drink lots of water or you'll shrivel and die. The sun is still too bright, Mom. I'm feeling quite faint. Mama called the doctor, but he said it's too late. A thinly veiled and much regaled report, as well as lies we banter to our kids. Listen close, so don't hear anything. Close, so don't hear anything.
Come get some dinner.
on here on January 29th and 30th, fishing the OCCOQUAN River, a tributary of the Potomac River, here in the middle of winter. We've had some unusual warm spells last 2 days. We've had weather in the 70s, and some places exceeding that. Water temperature is still cold. Water temperature is still around the 37 range in the morning. It heated up to about 40 degrees, 40.5 today. I mean, it was getting up there, climbing steadily. But we kept it simple. It's a winter pattern. Everyone has their own pattern they pick up on, and it's not the same throughout the country, but it's very simple to understand once you get the idea of how a bass behaves throughout the seasonal periods of the year. Everyone always wants to talk about the pre-spawn, the spawn, and the post-spawn. And we might hear a little something here about winter bite towards the end of the fall. But I'm talking about the middle of winter, dead winter, fish slow, bait dying off, fish are hungry, they're still chomping away. I mean, I go into the middle of February before spring even comes along, and I'm whacking them, you know. And it all depends on where you're fishing and how you're fishing. Look at your electronics and figure out where the fish are positioning themselves. Here on the Potomac, we fish a tidal basin, so we have a high and low and a high and low, 2 of each day. So we have to consider, you know, where the fish might, you know, position themselves depending on current and sun. People just want to talk about current, but it's also sun. You know, where the sun's positioned on part of the day. Is it, you know, warming up this part of the rock on that rock bluff, or you know, you gotta consider a lot of things. But once you get the basic idea, fish is going to act like a fish, and a fish is going to bite if it's there. You know, it's my job to get it to bite. So I kept it simple. I looked for rock piles, I fished rock bluff walls. I mean, these are steadily steep. I'm talking 45 to even steeper, some of these bluff walls. And I've narrowed it down to 2 different baits. I mean, I caught fish on other things as well, the drop shot here and there, but I'm talking about 2 major baits. First one I talked about is fishing vertical cover. I'm talking about, you know, bluff walls, timber, brush piles, anything that's vertical, even pylons, you know, from docks and bridges. Now I'm throwing a silver buddy right here. This is something similar to a silver buddy, the XPS version. You can always change out the hook. A red hook is pretty much standard on the river here with this bait. You're going to jig it up and down if you're fishing vertical, and say you're fishing a bluff wall, it comes down, up, down, up, down. I mean, you just jerking it, and you're following the rod down, and you see that line jump, or when you lift again, you feel the whoop, whoop, whoop. I mean, it really depends how they're taking it, and when they're taking it. But silver buddy, definitely a killer, a crowd pleaser. You can't get any more easier than that, you know. You don't even have to pay attention. You have a beer in one hand and a rod in the other. Just jerk away. The next thing I want to talk about is my all-time favorite. And it's a lure that my friend JCO from King George Cleaners, he picked up the Yum Money Craw. I mean, the money bug, craw bug from Yum. Carolina pumpkin, we color ours red tips. I tell you what, all types of lures work actually crawl imitation, but these craw bugs seem to do the ticket here over here in the clear water. They just eat it up. We've used gizzards, we've used other craw imitations from Japan, but I tell you what, you can't beat this football head. Size varies on depth you want to fish and what kind of rod and reel combo you're using. But I like to go standard, you know, a nice big old football head and a craw bait. And I'm fishing rock piles that are just, you know, abnormally just in the middle of nowhere, on flats, near ledges. And I'm targeting these rock piles that are positioned where the sun's beaming right on the pile. And I'm just crawling this bait right over the rocks and getting a bite. And there's a couple of ways of fishing this bait. It's by hopping it and letting it fall, hopping it and letting it fall, hopping it and letting it fall. Or there's other approaches you just drag it ever so slowly. And this football head will keep it up. Will keep it up in a position where it's like that because the line's being pulled over here. And it's just, you know, dragging, and they'll come pick it up. I have downsized to a smaller version. I think there's a 1.75, and there's a larger one like this right here, 2.5. And there's times where I think they're just picking up the claw, or they're trying to break off the claw. I mean, that's what the bass do. They try to break the claws off it, bite that off first, and that's what you get that initial dunk at first. But I tell you what, in the dead of winter, sometimes these fish, that little dunk is all you get. So if you miss the dunk, lift up, and you don't feel no weight, keep working it again. You missed the bite. There's times where they come out multiple times, but today, the last 2 days, definitely on the first tick, you better set the hook or you've lost your fish. They're barely getting hooked sometimes. But I tell you what, craw bug on a football head jig, a blade bait, like the blade runner right here, silver buddy. Yeah, I tell you what, you won't be disappointed. Constantly tweak our way. Now, there's some days I throw tackle box out there. I'm not joking, but when you figure something out, you got something special, you're gonna whack him. So you know, try to think outside the box sometimes. I threw a jig skirt with a pig, you know, and dragged that around and did okay. But I tell you what, you just tweak it up. I figured out, okay, they're on a jig bite, but I'm not getting it consistently. This water very clear. Let's go something very, you know, natural. Almost. Can you get any more natural than that? It has the tentacles, right? And they were eating it up. So you can always have, if you have any questions, always reach me back at ymyi380@gmail.com. And, you know, drop me a message, a question. If not a question, you know, maybe something you know. And then that's the thing about fishing, is always share what, you know, some information that you have with others. And every fisherman has their own secrets, of course. But, you know, fish is a fish. You know, a fisherman is a fisherman. We have the basic same knowledges. If there's anything that you just don't know, go and try it out. You know, if you're not good at jerkbait fishing, take out nothing but jerkbait and throw a jerkbait around for a day or two and see, you know, figure it out. I do that with a lot of the lures I get. I'll just throw the same ones and try and pinpoint, kind of study it. So you're kind of tutoring yourself. So there would be a shame to change sizes, colors, styles. See what's out, you know. See what's up, you know, what's gonna work for you, and just try to perfect the technique. So hopefully the water gets warmer quicker, and the spawn comes around the corner like we always dream of this time of the year. But don't be afraid to get out there. Dress warm. Have food and drinks, you know, available, and a couple pairs of gloves, and you'll be ready to be in the water for a cold afternoon. But don't be afraid to go fishing when it's cold, because that's normally when they're biting, when it's snowing. So until next time, keep on fishing, keep the dream alive. Don't forget to use the baits. Bye. Talk to you next time.